All right, we're going back over to Lee Harris at Swan Financial. Kim writes in, she's considering buying her first house, but she does not have as much money as her mortgage company tells her she needs. And she's wondering about a lease-to-own home. What are the concerns that she should have moving forward? So lease-to-own, there are not that many out there, Lee, that we know of. What concerns, and I've got a couple of things as well. Go ahead, Lee.
Okay. Well, lease to own is basically you're a tenant for a certain amount of time, and then usually you're going to have an option to purchase the property either in a year or 2 years, whatever your lease term is, for a certain amount of money that you're agreeing upon now. You have a right to buy it then for that amount. Usually they're going to require a down payment, some kind of large, and it's usually non-refundable. So that's one of the pitfalls is if you ultimately cannot buy or do not want to buy, you may have already put down a non-refundable deposit to the owner of the property. There are some benefits, obviously, if you need some kind of more time to get your finances in order, or if you need a down payment, when you give a little more time to save up, there's obviously benefits. You get in a house, you're not getting the same tax benefits, obviously, because you're a tenant for that time frame. There's certainly issues where what if the seller doesn't pay the mortgage and your property gets foreclosed on?
Yep.
There's always that any kind of danger until you actually hold the deed yourself that other people's issues, not paying the taxes, not paying the insurance, whatever it might be, could affect you and your bottom line. But it is a viable way to get into a house if you have the right terms and the right property.
And Kim, here's what I would tell you from my perspective as a real estate agent, that in this market, as hot as homes are, there has to be a very unusual reason why the seller, the owner of that home, is putting it up as a rent-to-own as opposed to just selling it outright. And it could be that the home backs up to power lines, a freeway, a water tower. It could be other problems, noise, or that the house has some severe problems. So I would suggest if you do that, go in with your eyes wide open. If you're not represented by an agent, you want to be represented at least by an attorney to review all the documents that you're going to sign. I think that's a really important thing. Do not skimp on this, because there has to be a reason. Not saying that it's one or the other. I'm just saying you got to go and be careful, because there could be a hidden problem that's going to affect you down the road. All right, we're going to go back to Mr. Rocky over at Swan Financial. By the way, if you want to see some of the videos we produce for our buyers and sellers and just in general for the media, go to LouisvilleHomesTV.com. And by the way, you'll see the breakout of these questions on there as well. I was talking to Lee about that before we hit the air here. We've got a lot of questions that are accumulating on this for our channel. So they're all coming from our radio show.